Nice.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
You don't belong here. You never will belong here. This is one of the first things players hear when they're dropped into the world of Dimension Escape. In this third-person stealth-based game, players find that they have been ripped from their reality and forced into an alternate dimension that is much more advanced than their own. As the player stumbles around an unfamiliar world, they are found by a version of themselves who claims they belong from this dimension. They explain to the player that their mind has been split and scattered among dozens of other versions of themselves who are also forced into this universe. Realizing that they aren't whole until they fix their mind, players are tasked with finding and combining with certain marked versions of their other selves for finding a way home. The player is told by this other self that they can't get too close to other duplicates of you, but causing a paradox and erasing yourself in the process. He adds on to this by telling you that there are other versions of you that are more maniacal than the rest, and will try and use this paradox to erase you if caught. He gives you a set of armor that helps mitigate this effect, and allows you to be able to combine with the other versions you need. It is not perfect, however, and you will still hear and see dimensional tearing when you get too close to the other versions of you. Before he leaves, he warns you of a mysterious group that acts as a sort of dimensional police. Armed with superior technology, they will stop at nothing to preserve the natural order of the multiverse, including erasing you. It is important to remember that you are not a fighter. You don't know how to shoot a gun or throw a punch. Your only hope is to sneak past and hide from these enemy factions as they try and hunt you down. With combat not being an option, you have to plan your actions carefully. Everything you do, every sound you make, attracts your adversaries closer and closer to you. As you try and hide from these threats, there are a variety of tools that will help your chances. Enemies have a cone of vision that you can see thanks to the armor your other self gave you. If you're spotted inside this cone, they will come after you, and if caught, will erase you. Along with the cone of vision, you also will see a sound wave. Crouching, running, bumping into furniture, walking on squeaky surfaces, anything that makes noise will cause the sound wave to fluctuate, and the enemy will hear it depending on how loud the noise is or how far they are from it. Make too much noise, and they will find you. Audio can also be a huge help to you as you plan your next move. Listening for certain audio cues such as static from dimensional tears, vibrations from technology, and other atmospheric noises can help determine the type of enemy you're facing and how close they are to your position. You also have opportunities to cause noise away from your location to be able to distract enemies from you or pull them from a path you need to go down. Player tracks down these marked duplicates. We want them to feel like they're truly in a different dimension than their own. We plan on creating this atmosphere by constructing our world with a 3D Japanese anime art style with cyberpunk aesthetics. This means our world will be filled with bold neon colors on bright signs that cover futuristic looking buildings. Crowds of people will be dressed in peculiar fashion, and there will be advanced looking vehicles and amenities that come with a cyberpunk society. The 3D anime art choice allows us to have more exaggerated facial features and expressions on the characters our player will meet, making each encounter with other people feel more alive and exciting. On top of this, the look of this art style allows us to be able to draw the player's attention to certain parts of the screen more easily by changing color schemes in certain places, so it draws the player's eye. With this art style, the player will have to traverse through a variety of different environments, each with their own unique feel and look to them that reflects the area. Each unique area will also offer different ways for the player to utilize the environment to help them sneak and hide, as well as carry their own risks. The city plaza, for example, will be filled with vibrant colors that cover polished looking skyscrapers, loud advertisements playing from the surrounding shops, and bustling crowds going about their day. With the business of this area, the player will be able to hide in the crowd of people to lose their pursuers easily. But with the loud noise levels, your sound wave meter is constantly fluctuating and it'll be impossible to hear when enemies are close to you or cause distractions using noise. Inside an underground parking lot, the player is met with dark, shadowy corners along the gray structure. Sounds of water dripping into small puddles that all add to a feel of a damp, enclosed space. Here, The player can hide in the shadows to reduce their visibility and allow enemies to walk right past them. However, each sound the player makes here is much louder due to the echo caused by the concrete infrastructure of the area. These are just two of the many areas the player will have to sneak through. Among these two include high-tech laboratories full of scientific gear that can be used to cause distraction, police stations full of cubicles and lockers that can be used for hiding, or an outdoor park in the center city covered in bushes the player can go in, but also huge open areas that they can be easily spotted. With each area, we want the player to feel like they're in a different and unique part of the city landscape. You'll have to be smart and clever as you explore each of these different environments to figure out how to make the most effective use of the area around you. The player isn't completely alone in this journey. As they progress through the game, they will meet multiple non playable characters that can help the player in a variety of ways. Some followers are more quiet and will be able to sneak by enemies and reach areas that are normally inaccessible. Others are better used to distract your enemy away from you, leave threats on a chase to pull them from a path, or make them cause noise in a different location. These helpers can also be used to open up doors that require two people, allow you to scale tall walls with them boosting you up, and other actions that help you reach areas you wouldn't be able to on your own. The type of followers you meet and be able to use depends, however, on the decisions you make throughout the game.